Welcome back to my channel where today we are diving into some really cool and unexpected ways to reuse plastic lids and caps that you probably already have lying around your house. So if you're ready to get crafting, let's jump right into it. The first project on our list today is this cool DIY wall art using plastic caps. So whether you have a ton of bottle caps from soda cans or other plastic containers, here's an easy way to transform them into a conversation piece for your home. It's super simple. All you need to do is gather your plastic caps, then decide on the pattern or design that you want to create. You could make a simple geometric design, a funky pattern, or even spell out a word or a name. Once you have your design planned out, grab a sturdy cardboard or wooden board to use as your base and start gluing down your caps according to your design. Now, if you're working with plastic bottle caps, it is helpful to remove the labels beforehand so you just have the pure color of the cap showing through. And if you don't have a lot of caps in your chosen color, you could always spray paint some to match. When you're done, you'll have one-of-a-kind wall art that's totally upcycled. Okay, next up is another fantastic way to reuse plastic lids that is especially great for parents looking for fun learning games for their kids. With just a few plastic lids, markers, tape, and a bit of imagination, you can whip up some educational fun for your little ones. The possibilities here are endless. You can write numbers on the lids for your kids to practice counting or write letters for them to practice spelling out words. You can also write different colors on the lids for kids to match or even draw simple pictures that they have to identify. To make these learning tools even more engaging, consider laminating the lids to make them reusable and easier to clean, or attach Velcro dots to the backs so the lids can be easily removed and reattached during playtime. If you want to go the extra mile, you can also incorporate these activities into a larger learning center in your home. For instance, you could create a matching game by pairing two lids together that have the same number, letter, or picture on them. Then encourage your kids to find the matching pairs. This activity not only helps them develop critical thinking skills, but also fine motor skills as they work on identifying and manipulating the lids. Alright, now let's move on to a DIY that focuses on those larger plastic lids that you usually get from things like yogurt containers or coffee takeout boxes. These larger lids make for excellent mini storage containers. They're shallow enough to keep things like paper clips, coins, or keys neatly stored while still being large enough to hold a decent amount of items. Plus, they're stackable, which means you can create a whole system of these containers to suit all of your storage needs. To get started, you'll need the lids themselves, some sort of adhesive like double-sided tape or glue, and a pair of scissors. Depending on what you plan to store in the containers, you may also want to add a lining. Felt or cork sheet liner adds a nice soft touch and prevents delicate items from getting scratched. All you need to do is cut your desired shapes out of the lining material, then adhere them to the bottom of the lid. After that, it is simply a matter of finding a spot for your new containers and deciding what to put in them. For instance, if you frequently misplace your reading glasses, you could designate a container for them near your favorite reading spot. Or if you struggle to keep your desk organized, you could use the containers to sort paper clips, rubber bands, and other small office supplies. These containers are also great for storing crafting supplies, making them a perfect addition to any sewing, knitting, or painting space. With just a few simple steps, you can breathe new life into those old yogurt and coffee lids and give them a practical use in your home. Our next project is a fun one for both kids and adults alike, making your own toy wheels using plastic caps. This is a great way to reduce waste and unleash your inner child. To begin, you'll need a collection of plastic caps, most likely from milk or juice cartons, as well as some small cardboard or wooden boxes and a hot glue gun. The boxes will serve as the body of your future vehicles while the plastic caps will be transformed into wheels. Start by cleaning the caps thoroughly. Remove any remaining labels and allow them to dry completely. Next, take your cardboard boxes and trace around the bottom of the cap to make sure the wheel will fit. Once everything is prepared, apply a generous amount of hot glue to the bottom of the cap and firmly press it onto the box. Repeat this process until you have 4 wheels attached to each box. If desired, you can further decorate your vehicles with markers, crayons, or paint. Let your imagination run wild and create unique designs for each one. Finally, let the glue dry completely before starting your vehicles. These DIY toys are not only sustainable, but also offer endless opportunities for imaginative play. Your children or grandchildren will love zooming around with their new creations, and you will feel good knowing that you gave them a special and eco-friendly toy. And speaking of creativity and imagination, our next project taps into the limitless potential of those plastic bottle caps. Create a captivating cap mosaic. This is a fun and surprisingly easy project that can bring a vibrant pop of color to any room. To begin, gather a wide variety of caps in different colors and sizes. More caps will mean a richer, more detailed design. You'll also need a sturdier surface like a wooden board or thick cardboard as your base. Start by planning your design. Consider creating a simple shape like a flower, sun or heart, or going for a freeform design that allows you to experiment with colors and textures. Once you have a rough idea in mind, it's time to prepare your base. Trace around the edges of your desired design, leaving a little extra room to work with. Now begin arranging your caps on the base to visualize your final design. Keep in mind the size and color of each cap and try to avoid overlapping unless it is part of your design. Once you're happy with the arrangement, remove the caps and start gluing them down according to your layout. Use a strong adhesive like E6000 or hot glue. Allow each layer of glue to dry before adding more caps on top. This will prevent your design from getting messy and ensure each cap stays in place. To make your mosaic pop, consider adding a layer of clear acrylic sealer when the glue is completely dry. This will protect your hard work and make the colors even more vibrant. Hang your finished mosaic on the wall or lean it against something for a unique piece of art that is entirely upcycled. Next up is a fantastic DIY that transforms plastic caps into charming fridge magnets. This project is incredibly easy and lets you create one-of-a-kind magnets that are sure to add a playful touch to your refrigerator. To start, collect your plastic caps. Any size works for this project, but smaller caps tend to make more proportionate magnets. Remove any labels and wash the caps thoroughly. Then let them air dry completely. Now it's time to add some personality to your future magnets. There are tons of ways to do this. You could glue small stickers on the insides of the caps, sprinkle glitter for a touch of sparkle, or even place tiny photos or drawings. Let your creativity shine and make each cap unique. When you're happy with the decorations, it's time to finish assembly. Apply a dab of hot glue to the back of each decorated cap and immediately attach a magnet. Make sure the magnets are strong to hold your decorations up. Allow the glue to cool and harden completely before handling the magnets. And voila! You've created custom fridge magnets that are not only fun, but also eco-friendly. Stick them on your fridge, spice rack, or any other magnetic surface for a playful, personalized touch. Our last project today focuses on those pesky plastic straws, but it also incorporates plastic lids, particularly the smaller ones that come from things like condiment packets. To create these, you'll need plastic straws, small plastic lids, hot glue, and a pair of scissors. Begin by cutting your plastic straws into halves or thirds. This will give you a bunch of small straw segments to work with. Next, remove the bottoms from the small plastic lids. This part is optional, but removing the bottom creates a neater look in the end product. Once you have your materials prepped, it's time to assemble your coasters. Start by placing a dollop of hot glue on the bottom of a straw segment. Carefully lower a lid onto the glue, ensuring it's centered. Repeat this process, gluing down 3 or 4 straw segments around the edge of each lid. Continue adding layers, alternating the direction of the straw segments for a more secure hold. Finish by adding a dot of glue to the top of the final straw segment. Allow the glue to dry completely before handling the coasters. And that's it. You've turned potentially wasteful items into functional and stylish coasters. Display them in your home or give them as a unique gift. So there you have it. 7 fantastic ways to reuse plastic lids and caps instead of throwing them away. Hopefully, these ideas have inspired you to get creative and give those everyday items a second life. Remember, with a little imagination, almost anything can be transformed into something unique and useful. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy crafting and reducing waste.